Hi, my name is Elizabeth Doherty Thomas. I'm co-founder of the Doherty Relationship Institute. I have had endless conversations with my father, Bill Doherty, an expert in the couples therapy field, and we've created a training site called the Doherty Approach. And one of the things that he has noticed for decades and has helped me see more clearly is this idea of scaffolding an intervention, scaffolding your clinical empathy. And the reason that the idea of scaffolding is so important is if you don't know how to go from sort of a general empathetic way of being a therapist into challenging a client, you're probably going to jump really abruptly and not actually demonstrate really good relational skills. And you might get quite the pop back from the client. The best example is when in our training, when you see really bad boundaries, like right away, session one, including it even the therapy goals. Like the therapy goal can't be, say, fix my spouse. Like, boom, that's already like a crisis. But the way you scaffold it is very, very gentle. And there's skill sets in doing that so that you can get the person to say, like, what are they looking for other than that, because they can't control the other person. There's ways to sort of intervene in these little moments with people so that you don't actually have to get really bold and bombastic and really challenging. But if you do have to get there, it's very planned, it's very intentional, and you know why you're doing it. So, one of the interesting ideas to think about, if you had all of your sessions taped and you were showing a group of other clinicians your work, and somebody paused somewhere in the session and said, "Why did you do what you just did?" Bill Doherty says it's not that there's not 1,000 ways to do a session. There is. And there's 1,000 ways to go about whatever you do. But the idea is, why did you do that? And can you explain it on some level? So when you learn how to scaffold what you're doing, you're sort of being so gentle but assertive so that by the time you maybe name something really, really, really crucial, to the point where maybe you pull somebody out of the room in a couple setting and talk to somebody alone, and you're doing like the ultimate challenge of tell me what's going on, tell me why what I'm saying isn't working, kind of really, really going deep. It's actually very modeling healthy behavior, and it's actually very calm and very intentional. So scaffolding, very important term, gets us away from a lot of clinical mistakes. It gets us demonstrating to people what healthy relationships look like. We don't go from nice, 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 nice to perping on them. And it's just a really useful way of thinking about, if I do this thing and it doesn't go well, where am I going to go from there? So if you get too aggressive too early, you have nowhere to go. So all of this sounds interesting. Check us out at thedohertyapproach.com.